Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is my review for Wilfred Season 4, Episode 3, Loyalty. And the first two episodes of this season I really liked. It was a really great way to start out the final season. This episode, no. This episode was basically mostly filler until the very end. And I thought it was good, but it was just good. It was really just good, and honestly, I can't really review this episode that much too, because not too much happened in this episode. Most of the episode, or the majority of the episode... Sorry guys, I'm fixing my pocket here. Okay. So the majority of the episode had to do with Kristen, talking to Ryan, basically telling him about how, her ex-boyfriend or ex-husband or whatever wants full custody of Joffrey. And basically Ryan has to do what he can to not make that happen. And basically, her boyfriend or husband or whatever is played by the guy that plays Sheriff Romero. He basically wants full custody of Joffrey. And, Ryan obviously does not want his sister to have to go through that. So he wants to do whatever he can to not let that happen. So what he does is he goes over to him and he asks him, well, can we do it like once a month or on the weekends or something? And he's just not really being reasonable about it. He wasn't being reasonable at all. And basically, that's just it. He wasn't being reasonable. And Kristen's really upset, of course, because any mother would be. If you were divorced and you didn't have full custody of Joffrey, I mean, anyone would be upset. So I sympathize for Kristen. I like that. What was really dumb, though, was the subplot, which I'll get to. That kind of ruined the episode for me. But basically, she's trying to get full custody of Joffrey, and they even try to talk to a lawyer and everything. And basically what ends up happening is he finally does convince him to get that custody, and it seems like everything's fine with Kristen now. Like, she'll be fine with Joffrey. She can see Joffrey sometimes. But basically, what I really like about this episode, though, was we found out that Ryan is kind of jealous of his sister. We found that out in this episode. He is jealous of her because she has a kid. She's more successful than him. He doesn't have anybody. He hasn't even been married. He doesn't have children. He doesn't have anybody. All he has is Wilfred. So he kind of admits to her how he's jealous of her. And she tells him how, oh, you're still a great big brother and everything. I thought that was a very nice scene there. I enjoyed that scene overall. I thought it was a good scene, and I enjoyed that scene overall. I definitely thought that was a good scene. But the end of the episode was when the episode got really good, because, as we know, Ryan is still trying to figure out the whole flock and the Grey Shepherd thing, and basically he tries to talk to his boss at work about it, who knew his father very well, and basically he's starting to get a little bit suspicious that maybe the guy on the, a little bit suspicious of his father. So, yeah, he's starting to become a little more suspicious, and basically the mystery continues. So I think it's a really great mystery. And it seems like they're going to focus more on that than what is Wilfred. I think they're going to focus more on that next year. However, Ryan does still want to go to that visitation ritual. He did talk about it in this episode, which was good. What I thought was really stupid about this episode was the subplot, which basically was that Wilfred has a cuddling addiction. What? Apparently he's addicted to cuddling, and basically what ended up happening was he said how he and Jenna were in this cuddling relationship, but he starts to warm up to Kristen and cuddle with her. Like, I thought that was a really dumb plot. Bear and all, and everyone having a cuddling intervention, that was really stupid. I just thought Wilfred's plot was really dumb in the episode, and I was not a fan of it at all. So yeah, I was not a fan of that. I thought that was really dumb and just really stupid overall. I was not a fan of that. In the end, though, of course, Wilfred did tell Ryan that he likes Kristen more, and I don't know, I just didn't care for Wilfred in this episode. Honestly, this was one of the episodes where I didn't like Wilfred. I know, I usually love Wilfred in the episodes, but in this episode, I did not like Wilfred at all. I didn't think anything he said was funny in this episode. Except for maybe the thing with the dog back scratch or whatever. That was kind of funny, but there was nothing he said that was that funny. Nothing about this episode was really that funny, in my opinion. I didn't find really anything funny. I liked the scene with Ryan and Kristen. The scene where Ryan admitted he was jealous of Kristen. I liked the scene at the end, but other than that, I just did not like this episode. I thought it was boring, and I did not like it, because it was complete filler, and Most times I like Kristen episodes. I like the episodes that focus on Kristen, but this episode was really just filler, and I was not a fan of it. Especially when you had such a big cliffhanger last season, and the next episode doesn't even focus on that. However, the next episode looks like it might be the darkest episode of the show. You know, Ryan's really going to try to find out more answers. The next episode's called Answers, so I'm pretty sure we're going to start to get some answers about the flock and the Gray Shepherd. And then I have a feeling like we're going to get like a huge question at the end of the episode, which I really hope happens next week, because this episode was just lacking that, and I really hope next week's episode really does make up for that. But that's basically it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be for another classic movie review, so I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.